Now my pleasure to introduce Mr. David Schaefer, who will do the Wall of Honor presentation.
Good morning, everyone. What a wonderful day as we send this group of young men and women off to the next stage of their life's journey. I've got a little double, triple role here today, and I want to take just a minute to talk about how much I've enjoyed this group of kids. I didn't just have them in middle school. I started with them in t-ball, Little League softball, Little League baseball, Little League basketball. I've officiated their lacrosse games. I was with them for a few years in the middle of their limited life, and I've had a number of them in my home as guests, and I've enjoyed them thoroughly, and I want you guys all to know that, and I want to wish you all the best. I'm pretty sure right now we're going to get the waterworks going for the first time today. 47 years ago today, the graduation year at Jordan Elbridge High School, and the recipient of this year's Wall of Honor. Come on up, Rox. Roxy Sherman. Asked me how I knew that 47 years ago today she graduated from high school. I know a little. That's a song lyric too, Jim. And I can guess the rest. Rox, you're going to have to listen to me for a change. I first met Roxy Sherman 14 years ago when I became a middle school principal at Jordan Elbridge. And in that time, Roxy served 8 years as middle school nurse, and then another 12 years as the high school nurse. She's rounding out 20 years of service to Jordan Elbridge School District, and she'll be retiring today. Roxy, as she is fondly known, has been a school nurse, as I said, for 8 years at middle school and 12 years at the high school. Now, when we speak of Roxy as a school nurse, we don't just mean Band-Aids and Tylenol. Roxy's performed the duties of a grief counselor, a financial counselor, a relationship counselor, an overall general therapist for students, faculty, and I can attest for administrators alike. Roxy's best claim is probably practicing psychiatry without a license. She really can read people. Over the years, Roxy has been in charge of the middle school yearbook, the high school yearbook. Oh, that was my first middle school yearbook. Oops, it was a little late, Rox. Students didn't turn in their baby pictures, so Rox held the yearbook. And she was being kind. Not smart, but kind. And I show up in August, and the first phone call I get is, Mr. Schaefer, this is so-and-so. Do you know where my child's yearbook is? Uh-huh. Well, they came along in September, and we had a party. Roxy, most importantly, served our students' needs in the immediate moment. She could read kids like a book. She knew what they needed, and she provided that. I remember many years ago, Roxy spending time with a group of 8th grade students when one of their classmates' fathers had died unexpectedly. And I just wandered in her office, and she had 4 or 5 kids there with her. And just amazing how she put those kids back together and helped them get through that difficult day. Just still remember it like it was yesterday. She was a great listener, still is a great listener, and many classes of kids will fondly remember the kindness and compassion. That doesn't mean Rox was a pushover, especially for an administrator. She told kids what they needed to hear, even if they didn't always like the message. However, when they walked away, they always knew that the delivery of the message was really in their best interest. Now, Rox did a lot of things, and I could list them and take longer than the ceremony. She's run graduation, she's run moving up ceremonies, she's done fundraising, she's done a lot of fundraising. It occurred to me that a while into working with Rox that not only she just raised money and brought in the cash and she gave it to the administrator to figure out what to do with it and how to do the bookwork. She didn't really do much with that credit debit sheet. I once thought she just didn't care what the auditors thought about her fundraising activities. What I really found out is she doesn't even believe auditors exist. But when we needed something, we always had it. When a fire took place in a student's home and they needed a trip to Walmart for some just startup belongings, there was some cash around that we could use. And those days are behind us, unfortunately. This year, we're going to have a new nurse in September at Middlesbrough, the high school. I believe she's going to be a great nurse. But there will be a void for the kids as they miss their friend and advocate, Roxy, as she's had an impact on so many students' lives. She'll be remembered for a long time and missed dearly. Roxy, your place on the Wall of Honor is well deserved. It will stand the test of time. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. But I am the one that's honored. I'm honored to have the love of all of these kids, past and present. I love them like their own. The only thing I can say is, I love you for always. I like you forever. As long as I'm living, my babies you'll be. Thank you again.